Norm Suck Fun at Barebones Radio Broadcasting. I don't need to show you my face when I'm just too lazy to put my hat on. I throw it over the camera. I'm going to ask you a question, folks. Do you think this planet is under greater misunderstanding now or less than before? Before any time. Before when? Well, anytime. Anytime in the past. You want to call it the past? Anytime it's existence. You think it has more understanding now or less? Is communication greater now or less? Are humans able to match wits more or less? Internationally, nationally, locally, in each set of house, in the reasoning process within each one. Are each able to reason more in depth now or less than before? If it is not more, then the thing is backfiring. Let me talk about Obama's tactic backfiring. Isn't the whole tactic backfiring? Our human wit, it's not like it's less. I don't think human wit has changed any. It's just your ability for it to get discussed and viewed and overheard. You hear what human wit says. You don't get to hear it. And you find a hell of a lot of effort in stopping that wit's conversation from getting overheard. And it's what gets overheard is what's attacked here. And what gets overheard is what you're hearing, and it ain't much at all. And when there is something to hear overhearable, no one wants to hear it. They run. They're afraid of it. They're afraid of getting in trouble for saying it. It's a dilemma of employment. You certainly can't bring it up on the job. When the promotion fails, you are not allowed to say it and have to make that failing promotion work. Department of Human Services and Children Welfare. And the children are extremely vulnerable across the globe right now. A tradition has the wisest remark for the child's welfare at mutiny state on the deck of a ship. And the employees celebrate it, telling you to pander misunderstanding. And no one is looking out for the child's welfare at all. Each child in public care is on their own. It's worse than David Copperfield. It sure as hell is. Shame on you. Chuck Dunn. That's for sure. That's one small example of a haystack. That's one of the smallest twigs in the haystack. You think, oh, that's the largest. It really isn't. It's a very, very important twig. Well, it's a small one. Believe me, humans don't care much for their offspring. So don't tell me this carries a lot of weight, because it doesn't. The Department of Human Services is not funded with the consideration of these children at all. And what fund goes in there, these characters claim in their way they get to live every day at work. They eat up most of it for their indignity on not living in ashes and giving the money all to the children. And they don't. If you look how the DHS lives, for Christ's sake, you got no business in that class. That is for sure. For the state to pay you that kind of wage and live your walk around in that posture, you are out of line. Because the children have nothing and there is no such animal. I'll tell you this much right now. State employees are not all qualified to be DHS workers, to be foster parents, especially. All state employees have to be quality to be a foster parent. Now you have no foster parent problem. Now when you don't make sure that all state employments are able to be foster parents, no wonder in God's name you have state employment problems. And you have foster care problems, and you have all kinds of problems. If not every one of them is fit to be a foster parent, why in God's name are they employed for the state in the first place? That's the question, isn't it? Right now. Now, don't tell me you got foster parent problems, because you don't. Now, what you use for scrutiny for foster care, by God, you certainly couldn't have any worshiping, any stabbing on an altar and yelling sacrifice is going to get me into heaven and say you're qualified to explain anything to a child here. And the state wouldn't put you involved in anything around a child if you believe that kind of bunk in your head. So you're not qualified to be a foster parent, are you? Or work for the state, either one. Are you? You're not free to think crap like that. I don't care what name you do it. You don't do it in religion anyway. It's traditional bullshit. It's got nothing to do with religion. You lie about religion. You hide behind the term. You're a thief and a liar. And you're a detriment to humanity, and you cast a terrible image on this creature and what its whole destiny is about. And you don't know anything about the destiny of humanity, and it's priceless and lovely, and it has nothing to do with your crap. It doesn't have to go through any kind of crap to get there either. Lovely, the walk of the whole way. It doesn't have to go through any hell to get there. Not one. Not one tear. Not one. Not one horrible feeling. Not one toothache. If you get a toothache, there's so many people to help you, you couldn't possibly have a toothache more than 2 seconds. And the maintenance of teeth is so great, there is no toothache on the planet anymore. Why isn't that going on? Why is there one toothache on this globe? Why? After this dental care this long on this planet, you still got toothaches? Somebody's stingy around here, aren't they? Especially those counseling children on how to take care of their teeth. Very stingy.